Every year, millions of people visit active volcanoes. They gather on the edge of craters like this one, trading these massive geological vents as scenic backgrounds for social media photos. Because most of these visits end without incident, we often mistake proximity for safety. We assume that because we can stand on the edge, the volcano is under our control. On the morning of the incident, the weather was normal and the atmosphere was peaceful. Hikers were moving along the volcanic trails, recording cinematic videos and taking selfies near the crater. But beneath the surface, the environment was changing. Scientists found magma movement had increased for days, pressure steadily building toward a breaking point. Physical warnings, including gas emissions and micro-earthquakes, were too small for the crowds to notice. When a small plume of smoke finally rose from the crater, many tourists didn't run. They pulled out their phones to record what they thought was a harmless natural event. Our desire to capture nature as content can blind us to the invisible tipping points that lead to disaster. The mountain exploded with no warning. There were no sirens or countdowns, just a massive blast of ash and burning debris shooting miles into the sky. Thick ash began falling, turning the sky dark and dropping visibility to near zero in seconds. Every breath became painful as hikers tried to inhale hot, abrasive ash. It burned their throats and eyes, making escape almost impossible. Panic spread as groups became separated in the dark. Parents struggled to keep hold of their children while guides shouted directions through the thick smoke. Survivors had to navigate terrain like this. These paths are dangerous even in perfect weather, but running down loose rock and steep slopes while blind is a recipe for disaster. Explosions continued to echo across the mountain, forcing some tourists to hide behind large rocks, hoping the eruption would slow down before they were hit by falling debris. Once an eruption begins, human technology and will are completely overridden by the physics of the fallout zone. Rescue teams were dispatched immediately, but they quickly realized that reaching the stranded hikers was a secondary crisis. Volcanic ash consists of microscopic, jagged shards of glass and rock. In the intense heat of a turbine engine, these particles melt into a liquid that then solidifies into a glass-like coating, instantly stalling the aircraft. This mechanical threat meant pilots had to fly with extreme caution through smoke-filled skies, searching for survivors while their own engines were at risk of failure. Ground rescuers faced a different dilemma. They had to climb through deep ash and debris while knowing the volcano could erupt again at any moment. Survivors eventually found by these teams were often suffering from severe breathing problems and burns caused by falling volcanic rock. When dealing with a volcano, the environment fights back against our rescue infrastructure, making every minute a life-or-death gamble. Footage of the eruption quickly reached social media, showing terrified crowds sprinting away from massive clouds of ash. Looking at the devastation left on the slopes, the scenes felt like a disaster movie, but they were entirely real. For experts, the event confirmed a difficult reality. Volcanoes are among the most unpredictable natural disasters on Earth. Even with advanced monitoring equipment and constant observation of lava lakes, scientists cannot always predict the exact moment an eruption will happen. Despite this inherent uncertainty, global volcano tourism is rapidly growing. People now travel thousands of miles to visit places once considered too dangerous, hoping to witness an eruption up close. Because dramatic volcano videos often go viral online, tourists get as close to the crater as possible to secure the perfect shot. But nature does not care about photos or views. When a sudden volcano erupts, the only thing that matters is how fast you can react and escape. The most beautiful places on Earth can become the most dangerous in seconds. In the face of a sudden eruption, survival is the only metric of success.